Yes, hello. Chubby based boxing basement. I almost forgot my own name there. Yeah, hello. Please, keep them evil haters away from the camp. But yeah, so just a quick video. About a publication. Yeah, close to my heart. Like boxing news. So, boxing news. I don't know how many issues I bought, but since the age of 14, and I was always the highlight of my week, huh? Until I discovered partying and pum pum. I mean, I always knew that was around, but but like I said in my past video, you can't time. When you get boxing news, you know it's coming out on this day, whatever. It's changed Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, but with pum pum, you're never sure when you're gonna get it. But anyway. So yeah, I did this was kind of random rambling, video yesterday. It included all kinds of stuff, included boxing news, and I was going on about how I've been buying it a bit now. I've been rebuying it, and I know they've been listening to my videos because, I've done some specific videos about them and some of their stuff. Yeah, I've slacked it off a bit. I mean, I look at it as constructive criticism. And it seems that they've taken it on board. Like I said, they do less of that women's boxing rubbish. Yeah, and more solid articles. But so I didn't really realize, but on that day, I've just found out like today that Rob Tebbett's company, ID Sports Media, has acquired Boxing News, and that's a publication. Now that's quite strange to me. I mean, I don't really know much about ID Sports Media, and Robert Tebbett used to be part of another channel, didn't he? And he sort of waltzed off to open his own one. I don't know where the money's coming from, where's backing. I think it's private. I think it's his brothers or something like that, something weird like that. So, that's quite nice to have brothers with a bit of cash money who are going to invest in you. But buying Boxing News, I mean, it just seems weird. Boxing News was run by Kelsey Media, which are kind of small publishing company. They've got quite a few titles, but no real big ones. When they got some World Soccer or something magazine, which got 330,000 distribution in the UK. That's solid, but most of them are like there's like 4-figure kind of distribution. Amateur photographer and I don't know stuff about fishing. Smaller kind of hobby kind of type magazines. But they also shut down a boxing monthly, which was a shame. They bought it and then shut it down. Boxing Monthly used to be independent, remember? Glenn Leach used to run it, it's totally independent, which is nice. Anyway, he died in 2014. But I resented that because Boxing Monthly had real nice, like, they concentrate on articles, and they had some quality articles there. But I mean, if it didn't make sense financially, it didn't make sense financially. And it's difficult in this day and age, I think, to have a business that does print, this old school press only. Yeah, and Boxing News haven't really done much online. They've got a website, but it's more to push the magazine. I don't think they ever had a channel on YouTube. If they did, it obviously didn't make much impact because Chubby don't know about it. But so Rob Tebbett and his brothers have bought it. Now, I mean, it makes me think. Well, was Boxing News suffering? Was it because why did Kelsey get rid of it? I mean. You think, well, if it's doing well, they don't want to hang on to it unless they were given a super offer, which might be Tebbett's brothers. I mean, I don't really know. It's a bit risky to invest money in a print publication, in the new media days, digital media, the internet. But I guess the idea is boxing. What it's called, ID Sports Media. Yeah, will bring the YouTube videos, the digital angle. And bring Boxing News into the 22nd century now? Was it 21st century? Yeah, 21st century maybe. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it sounds good. I just hope that the feeling is I think Kelsey stifled Boxing News and made it really lame. Pushing that. I felt that they were pushing the agenda. It felt like they were operated by a bigger media company. So, no, you've got to follow the agenda. You've got to push women's boxing, diversity, and all this kind of nonsense. And they would have lost readership, in my opinion. I don't know. I haven't seen the figures. I couldn't find the distribution figures for Boxing News. I used to think it was around 90 grand. 90,000. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case now. Probably not in this day and age. But yeah. So I guess that, you know, maybe Rob Tebbett will bring his digital skills, his marketing skills, his brother's money, and Boxing News. I mean, they're the oldest publication, British boxing, not global publication around boxing. I think still there. And they had respect. They had respect for most of their life, especially when they're independent. Then had Tris Dixon, who's written a couple of good books, by the way, but I don't think he's the best writer in the world, and he wasn't a very good editor. He tried to change it to Just 17 magazine, loads of snippets and tweets, you know, rather than solid journalism. And then Boxing News, Matt Christie, I think he's a decent boxing guy. I just think he for some reason he was pushed into represent the agenda, or he's just an NPC himself. He actually thinks it's great to talk about women's boxing and say that Serrano, Katie Taylor saved boxing year in 2022. I mean, as if, come on, man. That's just pathetic. Actually, he must be cringing when he wrote that. Yeah? Unless, as I say, he's just another indoctrinated idiot. But, yeah, like, they had this tete-a-tete, Rob Tebbett and Matt Christie. They look like two nonces getting together. You know, like Gary Glitter and Jimmy Savile. Being a bit mean, man. I don't really mean that. I just thought it looked quite creepy. Like, oh, we're going to get merged to become the new centre of power for boxing. Yeah. Robert Tebbett, by the way. So he went, what's that? Spencer Fearon, yeah? Gave him a bunch of grief. Of course, he backtracked, being Spencer, the idiot, with a poor pre-frontal lobe development. So he just shouts things, then realises that wasn't the right thing. But he had to go at Rob Tebbett saying, oh, I thought you were... You know, didn't know you had a woman. I thought you were the kind of guy who like being battered in the back door by you know, when he was at private school. I just thought, you know, that's quite funny. I ain't got a problem with him saying that, having a laugh. But of course, he had to backtrack. Oh, I'm not really homophobic. Oh, I've got a gay son, he claimed, yeah, which is a lie. But anyway, yeah. So Rob Tebbett and Spencer have form. Spencer have form with everyone. No one likes him anyway. He's a pussy hole. But we'll see what happens. Let's hope that what I hope is that Boxing News becomes more like the old Boxing News, independent, free thinking. It doesn't get held back. I mean, this is a new media company, right? It's not tied to any big arm. It's not owned by like Comcast or like fucking Murdoch or any of them pussy holes. So, you know, hopefully they will return to solid boxing reporting, yeah, about things that people care about and not but stupid stuff like Katie Taylor vs Serrano saved boxing in 2022. the cringe. What, you know, and put stuff the magazine full of women's boxing that no one cares about, man. You know, like, the Chubby channel, that 98% men, right? And that's data from YouTube. You know, and the only woman I know is Missy Rara on my channel. Yeah, it is a male-dominated sport, and that's not even the point. The point is the competitiveness. The women's competition is so poor, so bad. And like I said, there are more lightweights in the world, pro lightweights, male lightweights, and there are entire women pro boxers, and they've got all these world titles, and they're pushing. I mean, like the recent Sonny Edwards world title triple header. I can't even remember who the hoes are on the undercard. What the Nina Hughes vs Shannon Courtney, the leather-faced assassin, and I don't know, some other hoe. I don't even know, man. Some hoe I don't know. Some hoe I don't know. I don't want to know. But you know, I don't cares about that thing. And yeah, Natasha Jonas, like the 3-weight world champion. It's an embarrassment. She's so poor, that woman. But yeah, so hopefully they'll do less of that. And you know, now they got to think, well, it's a businessman. You know, unfortunately, the poison of the agenda and the political poison has got into big companies. And you know, if you know about Larry Fink, you know, BlackRock and Larry Fink, you know, they will put money in your company if you push an agenda. Think about that. People say, oh, rubbish. Oh, people don't money. Business is just about making money. They're not about pushing agendas. Yeah. Really, you should look into it. Look at all the weird adverts with Transformers, and it's an advert for 7-Up. It's got some old dad dropping off his Transformer child, whatever it is. Oh, come on, blood. And like I said, there are companies like BlackRock who own, like BlackRock and what's the other one, Vanguard. You know, they basically own most corporations in some way or another, and media. And you know, they said if you push an agenda, we will boost you with funding. So there you go. What you know about that? But so hopefully, ID Sports Media are going to stay independent, yeah, and allow Boxing News to be an independent voice. And the biggest crime of Boxing News, by the way, recently has not been all the nonsense women's boxing articles and Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano saved boxing crap. I mean, come on, blood. You know, and Matt Christie should be ashamed of himself. Every time he looks at that cover, he should cringe. Oh, why did I write that? You know, crying on the floor. How can I ever be taken seriously? Crying. Huh? But yeah, hopefully, you know, he can make up for that now. He's got a chance to make up for that by some real journalism. I believe he loves boxing a lot. Yeah, he's not a bad writer. I think he's been stifled by Kelsey Media. So hopefully now we get some proper journalism. But I said the biggest crime of Boxing News, possibly ever, was ignoring the Alejandra Ayala situation, yeah, and not even questioning the boxing board about it, asking why a fighter with a brain injury was allowed back in to fight for a world title, and also she'd never beaten anyone of world class, yeah, and why it was all hushed up, why the boxing board of control was not sued, why when they interviewed, what's that secret society idiot called, Robert Smith, did he get knocked out by Kirkland Lang? I think so. I might go and watch that in a minute. But that scumbag Robert Smith, yeah. Why they didn't ask him? He said, "Oh, it's been a real hard year for the boxing board with Conor Benn failing." Yeah. What about the woman who was getting killed? So you let fight for a world title. She had no right to be there, let alone she'd had a brain injury, which was picked up by the British Boxing Board of Control. What about that homeboy? What you know about that homeboy? Yeah. Boxing News, all they did was put a fluff piece about 5 weeks later, written by Louisa Hay's husband, Elliot Worthless, saying, oh, it's such a miracle, she's fine, she's recovered, it's so great, not addressing a single point. And you know, the only reason I printed that was because the Triple B would not have let it go. The only journalist of repute, of truth telling, is the Triple B. He's the only man, the only channel, the only outlet that kept on the Alejandra Ayala case. Of course, nothing's happened as predicted. She's gone back broke. Well, they would have paid her off a bit. Who? We don't know. We wonder. Paid off maybe by the secret society person, yeah, and shipped back, told to shut up, probably sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, like AKA Skins had to do when he split up from Gay J, Anthony Joshua. Okay, so that's a disgrace, but I'm willing to forgive Matt Christie. I shouldn't really, but I shouldn't. He should step down for that, to be honest with you. But if he can produce some independent journalism, and and stop rabbiting on about the awful. Why don't you write an article and say women's boxing is awful? We need to listen to the Triple B, for example. There are more pro male lightweights than there are entire pro women's, and the quality is so bad. Look at the quality. Watch the Son of Edwards bill when you see those women fighting, those holes I don't know's fighting, yeah, and see how bad they are. Go and see an area title match, and it's way better quality between the men, way better. And they're pushing this as real world title boxing. Why doesn't let Boxing News write about it? Why don't Christie say, oh yeah, we need to rethink it. So we're not really gonna report on these rubbish fights. We'll give them maybe one line until the quality is better. Like women's tennis, and even women's tennis, Serena gets crushed by the 300th ranked man. Even women's football, Australia, America, the USA. I mean, they're the best, some of the best footballing nations, getting crushed 7-0 by under 15-year-old local teams. That means kids, boys that are 14-year-old. What do you know about that, homeboy? Yeah, so don't push that. Yeah, so that's. But anyway, It could be positive, yeah. On a good note, it could be positive. Bring out back some independence. Yeah, it's a big name linking up. I don't think the Rob Tebbets brothers are going to make much money out of it. I think they're just helping out their little brother with his pet project, and that's cool. That's cool. They probably got a lot of money in the city, worth for investment banks, and say like, "We'll help out our little brother," or whatever it is. I don't really know the background, so I don't know. But I think the brothers have invested. So yeah, but let's see what happens, man. Let the proof be in the pudding. Let the proof be in the pudding. Oh, I forgot something. Of course. Terry Chapadima. I can't remember. Terry. So I listened to some of his stuff. He got gravitas, and as I said, he talks with adjudication, with great grammaticality and vocabularism. He's a good talker. And he absolutely slated boxing ID. He goes, "Who are these people? Where do they come from? What are they bringing to the table? Yeah. And he was, he said, look, he goes, what are they? Their best videos get about 6,000 views. He goes, what's that, like 60p? He goes, that's not even enough. He makes one mistake, right? He says, oh, would you get 10p per 1,000 views? It's not. Like Chubby channel gets £2.50 per 1,000 views. Oh, before it was demonetized by a fat pink pig. Yeah. But even a quick Google could have let him know that like between $2.50 and $3.50 is the average for 1,000 views. But anyway, he goes, what is it, like 10p for 1,000 views? He goes, they don't even pay one trip on their Oyster card. Oh dear, yeah. But he was slating it. I don't know if he's got some beef against Tebbet, but I thought that was quite funny. The other thing that made me cringe, yeah, Matt Christie in his on Boxing News website writes, Boxing News. The historical boxing news since 1909. A survivor of 2 world wars. I'll deal with that. And an international pandemic. Can you believe that shit? It makes you think, no. You've bought the agenda. You're an NPC. It's not going to get any better. An international pandemic where the actual death toll is no different globally than in any other year. Comparing that to the world wars is sickening, man. Yeah. Yeah, weird looking. I don't know, Christian. He lost a lot of respect there again. I should have included that earlier before bigging him up. But yeah, he apparently though, sales have been good on the back of a strong financial year of 2022. He says, I don't really believe that. He's only going to say, well, yeah, we had a really rubbish year. We're desperate to be bought out, otherwise we're going to go broke. But yeah. Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, as I said, and ID, the boxing ID. I looked on their Twitter. They got nothing there. None. I don't know whether those old posts they deleted. They didn't want to shame themselves up, but it just had one post. And they've already rebranded Boxing News and Boxing ID channel to Boxing News, so they're getting things done. Yeah, let's see what the pudding tastes like though.